Good morning. It is nearly 2:15. First up, coffee, greens, and a round of toast. I look like I'm in a Queen video. Let's see if we can. Oh, hello. I've just arrived at Zoe's. It is 3:46 in the morning. Let's get this show on the road and get to Snowdonia. So we're actually going up and down to Snowdonia in a day. So it's like 5 hours of driving, 5 hours of running, 5-6 hours of driving. So it's going to be a big day. I've got lots of snacks and there should be snow on Snowdon and the paths look very icy. So I have got 2 shoe options with me. I've got both the Tecton X2 and the Speedgoat 5 Gore-Tex with the spikes. So I'll make my decision when we get there, but I think it'll be the Speedgoats.
I'm not ready yet.
So we just got here, we've parked up. Crew are here, and we've got 35k, 2,000 meters of elevation going. So the route we're doing today is from the Slate Museum up, and then on the 50k route you go up Snowdon and then to Nantes and then loop round and then go and do a wider bit before coming back. On the 100k we get to Penny Pass and then go up through the gliders. So at the point where Penny Pass is in the 50k loop, 50k route carries on round and the 100k goes off. We're doing that loop and then back down to the car. So this route that we're wrecking today, which I'll share in the description, is good for both the 50k and the 100. I'll let you know how I get on. So Zoe and I are both wearing the Tecton X2. It's the shoe I think I'll race in, so it's good to come here and run the actual race in it. It does look like it's going to be icy near the top, so we might have to see how we get on, but it's going to be a good day. Daryl, most random bit of food you've got today with you?
Peanuts.
Oh.
Is that random?
Maybe. I probably wouldn't.
I'll show you my nuts.
There you go.
Big D nuts.
Kieran, most random bit of fuel you've got with you today?
These from Lidl.
Oh,
the Fibrac salted caramel squares.
Nice.
Absolutely incredible.
Zoe, most random, I love yours, the most random bit of food you've got with you today?
Christmas cake!
Christmas cake. I would say mine is probably jam sandwiches. And I've cut the crusts off, cut them into squares in packages of 2, like a 2-year-old. So total fuel-wise today I've got caffeinated tailwind in 1, mountain energy, mountain fuel, ultimate energy or whatever it's called, extreme energy, and that's got creatine as well as carbs, electrolytes, all that jazz. And then I've got jam sandwiches, a flapjack, Cliff Blocks, Morton gels, precision hydration gels, and street waffles. We've hit just over 5k and the visibility is just gone. There's lots of ice on the path, and we're not even that far up. So we're about 1k from the summit, and then we'll head on down towards or down Penny Pass before the route would split off, and then we go round by Nantes.
There you go.
So about 500 metres from the top, snow is out in full force, poles are out, and it couldn't feel more different up here than it did back there. It's changed very quickly, but nothing that we're not prepared for today.
Oh, it's all of it.
So just summited Snowdon for the first time today. We'll now carry on, and then this is where the route will then loop, come back to here, and then run back where we've just come from. I'm going to put my jacket under my hat. This is lovely, this is it. Obviously a couple of different paths that run up and down Snowdon, so it's just keeping an eye. There'll be signage on the day, but just keeping an eye on making sure you're on the right path, following the right people. Built in over mittens, absolute safe.
Went the other way.
This is more like it. So now it's a bit more runnable. I got a bit scrambly there. Poles went away. Back on a runnable section. Getting out of the snow and the really cold temperatures. Like that got very cold for a minute. Obviously it was different in May, but so the group of us that are out today, Zoe and Kieran, they're doing the 50k UTS, I'm doing the 100, and Daryl just loves an adventure, so he's here just with us for the day, full of all the morale, and he's a real spirit lifter. So how's the 100k training going? Generally it's good. It's really ramped up this week. I've gone from 3 runs a week to 4. So this is my 4th run this week. I've done 2 strength sessions, some other sessions with work, and then 1 rest day tomorrow. I'm feeling good for it. I also recently switched to a vegetarian diet, so we'll see how that feels. But generally speaking, the training's going really well. I feel good. Got a great coach on board, and I think excited is the right thing, and coming here for this recce today has really like boosted it a bit too. Like the Dorset coast is unforgiving, but this is unforgiving in a different way. I'm gonna move out the way.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, unforgiving in a different way, in its own kind of brutality, but it feels good to be getting familiar with what will be the start and then the midpoint of my race in May. If you are coming to Recce this anytime in the recent future, near future, there's lots of sheet ice on the path. FYI, this is also very loose and slippery. It's a bit more runnable here, but getting from up there to here is quite slippy, more larger slate pieces which are a little bit harder to navigate, especially when they're wet and cold and a little bit icy. So we have done the out and now we're on the loop, running in the opposite direction, I think, to what we would run in the race. So we're on the bottom part of the loop at the moment, but in the race we'd actually be on the top. We have, so we've dropped onto the loop part of this route in reverse. So on race day, we'll be running that way. So we're still on the route, I guess, but just in the opposite direction. It's still good to see what the terrain is like, albeit that we're running down the ups we'll run on race day and up the downs, but still a good experience. And it's actually a really lovely route, really lovely day out. It's not too busy. It was very busy at the top of Snowdon, as you can imagine, but here it's really nice. Time for a mini jam sandwich. I'm really trying to get used to eating real food on ultras, especially if I'm going to be out here for 32 hours maybe on the day. I need to take on more than gels and carb drinks. So I've got a flapjack in my bag and mini jam sandwiches on soft white bread. Gets icy again.
Okay.
It's about halfway around the loop bit now, and then it'll be back on the straight up Snowdon, down the other side to the summit twice, for the second time.
Yeah.
Daryl has no idea where we've been or where we're going.
Yeah, I love looking back at routes.
This bit's quite wet and boggy from all the rain and everything. So we really have experienced it all. We've had like stony paths, slate, like shale, boggy paths, woodland paths. The rest of the path is quite nice though. Like, it's just nice to be on a runnable trail section. And it's really good actually to be here on all these different terrains. Some are wet, some are dry, in the shoes that I plan to run the race in. And so far, they're faring well for me, the Tecton X2. So back on another climb. I have no idea what we're climbing. Temperature's dropped again as we get higher, so gloves and waterproof are back on. I'll crack the poles out soon, but we're well over halfway. We've got about 14k left, and just need to remind myself that on the day we'll be doing this in reverse, so we'd actually be coming down this instead of up. So 3 of us here did a casual marathon together about 2 weeks ago, and we all felt so tired and heavy, and like it was really hard work, and it was a bit of a confidence knocker. And I was just saying to these that today I feel worlds apart from that, and suddenly I'm very excited for this race in May, because this Recce has just got me excited for being in Snowdonia, back in the mountains and away from the Dorset coast, and just feeling a bit stronger even just 2 weeks on, even though my training's ramped up. I think it's dialing in the nutrition, hydration, sleep, getting back into a better routine. It's just like I feel good, I feel strong, and I'm excited. So we've just reached Penny Pass. I'm sure I'm butchering all of these names. So we go back up Snowdon now and then back down Lamberis Path. But in the race, the 100k would go up this road a bit and then cut in and go towards the gliders and do that extra loop and then join back on and then go down where we've just come from to then go on to the next part of the route.
Hey, look, I can see myself.
So we're going up Pig Track now, We've gone up the Llanberis path, we've come down the Watkins path, we're going now back up the pig track, and then we'll go down the Llanberis path, which is all downhill back to the car, and that's going to be wonderful.
Oh, there's nonsense. I have to get a photo of that. Hold on, look at that.
Of all the paths up and around Snowdonia, I think this was my favourite pig track. Stunning views, although low visibility, the views are still stunning, and some really like runnable sections. Obviously my breath seems a bit laboured, but I'm a mouth breather and I'm also talking to you, so I have to be a bit more, it's not my usual running, breathing. 23k. I think I've won my buff in so many different ways today, and this by far is the most comical. But if I over my nose I can't breathe properly. But the wind chill on my head is quite a lot. So this is what we're going with. And we're nearly at the top of our second summit of Snowdon today.
Good though.
Yeah.
Strong females today.
To say that the ice has slowed us down would be a massive, massive understatement. So if you are planning on coming to Recce the route, account for extra time when you're not able to run some of the paths that you were hoping to, and kind of like scrambling around. It's a lot of ice. We just crossed a crazy ice section, and now we're on the last bit of the ascent up to Snowdon. On my watch I can see the bit where it joins the Llanberis path again, so it's all falls time. Back at the top of Snowdon, round 2, and it is winter, but it's like Baltic now, so let's get down off Snowdon and back to the car on the Llanberis path that we got comfortable with earlier today. We've got about 7k back to the car, but it's all runnable, so we're nearly there. So the mist and fog is truly surrounding us now, but what is good, we've both said, this means that we are just paired up on this bit, Darren and Kieran have paired up, is that we've got about 5k left, if that now, and we both feel really strong running this last section. So after scrambling through ice and snow, it feels wonderful to actually feel strong for this last runnable descent to the car. We are done. We've literally ran for the entire time that the sun has been up today. I look like an egg, like I'm being birthed from something. There we go. We are done. Can't wait to eat a flapjack. I've got a Fanta lemon in the car. It was like 33k in the end, with over 2,000 meters of elevation. Lots of challenging conditions, so much ice and snow. So I'll reiterate once again, if you are coming to Recce these routes at the moment, then please bear in mind what the conditions are up there. Our first ascent was a lot easier to get up. The ground was less frozen, less ice, less snow. And then our last path, so the Llanberis path, was much more runnable, both up and down. And the Watkins Path was also okay for us. Icy at the top, but it was okay when we got going. And it was Pig Track about halfway to 2/3 of the way up. That's when it got a little bit scary at times, just because it seemed never ending and it was really thick and sheet ice, and there was a lot of scrambling. We were a really great group of people out there, like, that were good for each other, but I wouldn't recommend going up there by yourself currently. And also just making sure it gets very, very, very cold at the top, and also so much moisture in the air. So just making sure if you are going out to recce these routes at the moment, just plan ahead, and I would say plan for a little bit worse conditions than what the forecast is saying, because that's what we had today. All in all though, I would say this has energized me for the race. It's excited me for the race. It hasn't scared me for the race, which is the outcome that I didn't want. So this is exactly how I wanted to be feeling coming out of this. And because of the conditions and the ice, we could have moved faster had those not been the conditions, but we summited Snowdon twice. We did so safely and covered like 33k all in all. So good day. Oh my goodness, it is midnight. So far it's been a 22-hour day. I got up at 2 a.m. I've just got home. It is midnight. So it's going to be maybe a 23-hour day today. But I'm home, settled the dogs again and had a shower and get into bed. So worth it. Like, today was incredible. But a big day out.